All right, so what I'm going to do here is my 0, 0 is going to be in the center. So I've got a radius of 0.875. So let's go ahead and do circle radius. I'll type in 0, 0, enter. And then it said the radius we said was, radius was 8.75. So I'll type in 0.875, and I think that's 7/8, if I think. And if you don't see it, remember, just go to the top view. And so let's just double check all that. So I will go ahead and just confirm what this is, and I'll say radius. Let's just confirm that's 0.875. So that's good. All right. So I guess the thing to do, what I'm going to do is I'm a little lazy here. So I know that this circle here on the bottom right is down. So it's on the x-axis 1.375 and up. So that's a radius of 0.625. So that's 5/8. So I'm going to go ahead and just make a circle down here at that point. So I'll go ahead and I will then make a circle there. And so I will go ahead and say circle radius. And it wants to know where am I starting, the center point of that. So that's going to be x 1.375, comma, and y, we said the radius. So the y is going to be 0.625. Am I doing that right? No, I didn't do that right. Let's try that. Okay, no, that's right. 0.625. Enter, and then the radius is that right? So the radius, so that would be 6.25. Let's just double check that. All right, I confused myself there for a second. So 0.625. That does not look right. Let's try that again. So here, I'm going to cheat. Let's do this. I'm going to cheat. So bear with me here, everybody. I'm going to just come down here 2.75 inches. All right, this is probably not the way to do it, but I'll go ahead and I'm just going to cheat real quick. I'm going to come down, straight down, 2.75. Enter. And then I'll come over 1.375. I'm just following the textbook. 1.375. 1.375. Enter. And then I'm going to come up 0.625, and I'll show you what I'm doing in a second. 625, enter. All right. So what I have done is I have just found the center of where that circle is. I don't know why it didn't work the last time, but I'm just going to go make this happen really quickly here. So then I'm going to make a circle that's a radius of 6.625. So I'll go circle radius, and I'll select that point right there. And it should just be right there. That's good. All right. So that's what I did. So I've got that radius. I've got that radius. So what I'm going to do, why don't I go ahead and make this circle here too? So I'm going to cheat again. So I'm going to go up 4.75. So I'm going to go up 4.75 and then over 2.25. So we'll do it like this. So just bear with me. I'm just being a little sneaky here. I'm going to start here with my line tool, and I'm following that, and it tells me that that is over, we said that's over 2.2. So I'll type in 2.2, enter, and then it goes up. It says at 4.7. Enter. And so again, that's where that center is, because I went over 2.2 and up 4.7. And then I'll make a circle here that has a radius of 0.875. So I'll go circle. And again, I'm just doing with only the information that they give me. I'll type in 0.875, enter. All right. And so there's that. So that line is going to be tangent. All right. So I can verify all this in a minute, but let's just, maybe I should go ahead. So let's just verify that. So everybody, so you are a believer here. So let's go to our linear. I'll select the center. I'll select this point here, and I'll move over, and I'm a little off. Gosh darn it. Why am I off? Enter. and down we said was 2.75. So you gotta be really careful that you're doing this right. It looks like I'm off here, so move. I'm just gonna move this over just to, is that all right? All this over. Okay, so do that again, please be right. So it's always better to figure this out now than later. There we go. Okay, 2.75. So again, I'm just I'm doing that, and now I'll do the other one here. So just, you know, you want to know if you're off before you're spending all this time in it and you're not accurate. So let's do the other side of the circle here. So I'll select this one right here, select 4.7, and that's accurate. All right. So again, and let's just confirming all these dimensions again, just so when I spend more time on here. And that's 2.2. So that's right. So that's what I've done here. All right. So then I'm going to go ahead and make this line, and I'm going to do another tangent line is what I'm going to do here. So let's go. I'll go to my, how do I want to do this? Is that a radius? That's a straight line here. And so the way that I did that is I typed in tan and I selected, let's go, line. So I selected line tool. I type in TAN for tangent, select this line. I type in tan again, TAN for tangent, and I select this line, and that's tangent. All right. So that's a very helpful tool to do. And I think the textbook probably shows you other ways, but my students have shown me the way to do it. So I don't have a tangent there, but I know it says the design has two sets of parallel lines with implied tangency. All right. So that's what that tangency means. So I can do something, and I can type in something called offset. Let's just see if this works. Offset. Do we know what that distance is? I think the way that I did this though was, let me just bear with me here. So how did I end up doing this last time? Give me 1 second here. My Zoom recording. Okay. So if I'm looking at the textbook here, what it has is it's got this 90 degrees. It's not actually parallel. These look parallel, these two lines, but in fact, they're not, because it's not 90 degrees. So the way that the book has you do it, you're going to pull up this menu here, which is it's the object snap. And the way you do that is you go up here to, the way that I do is you go to tools, and then you have to go to works. Let's see, am I doing this right? Hold on here. Toolbars, tools, toolbars, AutoCAD. And then you select the object step. So you go to tools, toolbars, AutoCAD, and then you're going to do the object snap. And that brings up this menu here. And if you saw the way I did it before, I typed in tan to these lines. But the way that you would do that here is you would go ahead and select your line tool. And then you kind of look at the icon here and hover over it. And it says snap to tangent. So then I would snap to this circle, and I would do it again, snap to tangent. All right. And so that's how you do that. Now, the weird thing is this line is actually 90 degrees. And the way you find that out is this. What you need to do is go line tool, and then it looks like a little T here. So you go snap to perpendicular, and then you snap this line here. Let's do that again. So I go line, snap to perpendicular, select the line, and then I can drag this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to snap it at this intersection. If you remember, I did that. So you could actually just move it, but I'm going to snap it at that intersection. And so there's that intersection. And then I'm going to simply then take that line and drag it out. So it's going to extend beyond that on that green line. And so then what I can do is I'll go here to the circle again. I'll go line. So what I want to do here is I want to do the inside one, and the inside one is from tangent to this circle, and then it's perpendicular. So what I would do then is I would go line, I would go snap to tangent. Let's do that again. Come on, line. All right, so snap to tangent. And then I would go to snap to perpendicular. And I would select that line here. And there's that line. And then what I would do, because they're not, so now, let's see here. And see, they're parallel, right? So I did that right. So if you remember, the direction said has parallel lines with implied tangency, and that's what we just did. So then what I would do is I would go ahead and trim this, TRIM, and I'll just clean what I don't want. They've actually changed it. So trim, enter, and I'm just gonna select what I don't want. I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this. All right, and that looks good. I don't need this line anymore. Let's just verify that that is 90 degrees. Let's cross our fingers here. So let's go to linear angle. And sure enough, that is 90 degrees. Now, if you notice, it's a little big. So what I can do is I can always change that. And I think the way that I would change that. So let's also trim this, TRIM. All right. So what I would do then is to make that, let's trim the other one, TRIM. All right, so rather than try to fit it in, what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and change all these tolerances, and I'll do it at the same time. So let's go in here to, it's at tenths hundredths, and then it needs to be a little bit smaller for it to fit in there. So I'll go ahead and go to my format, dimension style. Let's go to modify, and I'm going to go to, let's go to the primary units. Will round off to the, let's hold on. Round up there, precision tenths. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make everything a little bit smaller fit. So let's just try it. Let's like type in, we'll do 0.75, see if that's smaller. And I can just kind of jockey back and forth. All right, close. So there you go. So that looks a little bit more like the textbook. I didn't have to deal with all the tails and all that. That looks pretty good. And so now what I'll do is, let's go ahead. I got a couple more things I want to trim. It's essentially a V, so I'll make half the V and then I'll trim it. So I'll type in trim, and I'm essentially going to do the V. So I'll get rid of this, and I'll get rid of this, and I think that's good. And let's get this V back on there. And so then I'll just mirror it is what I'll do. And so the other thing I can do is, if you don't see your center mark, if you go up to, let's see where it is. It's on one of these, dimension. I think it's here, center mark. I think I could just add that to there. There it is. Push enter again, center mark. And so let's just cut to the chase here. So I will go ahead and mirror this. I'll type in mirror, M-I-R-R-O-R, enter. You know, I can just do something like this. Wants to know, okay, so I selected the objects. Where's the first point? I'll go here, and this will be my second point, vertical, and push enter. And then let's look at that PDF again, just to verify what we're doing. So I'm getting really close here. I need a center mark here. There's lines I don't need. So I don't need, well, I got a lot of lines here. So I'm just going to go ahead and add the dimensions that we don't have here. So maybe what I'll do for the sake of this is I will make this, minimize this a little bit. And let's take the pan tool. Let's put this PDF next to it so you can see the joy that I'm having here, copying this. All right. And so then what I'll do is just try to match it. I don't need this dimension. I need another dimension, 1.375 here. So I'll go from here, and I'll go, you gotta be very careful when you do this. And I'll bring this down like so. All right, it's rounding off. So on cases like this where I can either manually do this, or I can go in and change on this one. I should be able to change the on the scale, the fit here. So I could precision, I could change this one. 1.375, and I could do the same to this radius. So sometimes you kind of have to go back and forth. And then the other thing, I really important, I have that gap. So I want to put those gaps in there on those center marks. I'll do the same up here. Okay, so I don't need this dimension, that radius, because it's over here. But I think I'm pretty much there now. Now what I'll do is obviously I want to increase the line weight of this. There's probably a couple dimensions I've overlooked. Let's get the radius up here. Radius right there. And so again, this one, what we'd want to do is come in and change the precision on the fit. Let's see, precision to, come on, Smith, you can do this. You can do it. Precision right there. Too many options. So I'm just trying to match what's in our textbook here. All right, 0.875. And then again, somebody's going to say suppress the leader. So you'd say, come on, let's suppress the leader. That's going to be right here. All these little things. Precision, suppress leader, yes. And that'll do the 0.875. I'd want to do, maybe I'll just go ahead and cheat. Let's copy this, Control C, Control V, and then I'll just put this one. Can I cheat like that? And then I'll just do something like that, except this one is, I can't cheat like that. All right, what is that, 0.65? Let's just type in 0.65. I think I can change it like that. No. All right, so let's just do it right. So we'll go in here and change the radius to this. Again, it's off, so I'll have to go into my properties, right-click properties, change the precision. And so let's scroll down here. Go ahead and suppress the leading, yes. And then we want to change the precision to that. Okay, so again, I'm just trying to follow my textbook as closely as I can. Other thing I need to do, I need to change the line weights. So I go ahead and select everything very carefully. Try not to select any of the dimensions here. I probably should have done this before I mirrored it. It would have been much easier. All right, I feel like I'm missing one down here. That's obviously not right. And so I'll change the line weight to 0.5. I'll have to clean this up a little bit. I'll make sure that this is turned on down here. And let's just bring that back, bring it over. There's a line under there. You got to be careful of those things. So that's weight. So I got a dimension here. Didn't want that. That's why you got to be very careful. We'll just go back up to by layer. So that looks good. I think I'm pretty much, believe it or not, I think I'm pretty much done here. Let's change this one. You got to, just got to be watching what you're doing here. So we said line weight on this one. I think we all get the idea here. Okay, so I'm pretty much done here. There's another one down here. Let's just extend this one over. Extend this one over. All right, and then I will go ahead and print preview it. So if you get lost, just hit the top here, Control P for print or plot. Select my printer, which is going to be the AutoCAD. Let's just do the window. All right, preview. And I think I did a pretty good job there. All right, I could add a center mark there. I could probably want to do that. This is a good time to see all that stuff. So that center mark here, we want to dimension, center mark, select here, and it's there. So what I need to do now is just back this off a little bit. We want to make sure we have that gap. Okay, so I think I'm in pretty good shape here. So I think I've done a good job. I'm going to save this, and I'm going to stop the recording now.